Cresostria virginica oyster. It's the same species of oyster that lives out here in Great Bay. And so I try to demonstrate safe oyster shucking, which is usually there are several ways of going into an oyster. One of them is coming through this way, one is coming this way, and the safest way is going through what they call the ligament. And so you hold it down with a towel, and you put you can see how the tip of the blade has a little bit of room into the oyster. And basically, once you're in there like that, you can use the screwdriver motion and open it. So there's no jabbing and danger and so on. And then this is the sharp side of the blade. You come in here, you're looking to cut the adductor muscle, which is always in the same place on an oyster. And that's what it looks like. And that's how you safely shuck an oyster. This particular oyster is from Nova Scotia.
Right, right where my family's house is.
Oh yeah. It's the same oyster from Prince Edward Island to Galveston, Texas. It's called a virginica, Cresostria virginica oyster. It's the only oyster probably in the world today that still lives in its original habitat. The West Coast oysters, which are these oysters, are originally from Japan. They came to the Pacific Northwest as seed from Japan before the Second World War. These are also a Japanese origin oyster. These are a European oyster, and these are the American East Coast oyster. This is a French oyster. This is what natural oysters look like. The difference between natural and farmed oyster is that when they're natural, the oyster grows out by attaching to another shell. So if you own a restaurant, this is not the kind of oyster you want because they're all clustered together and hard to separate. So that's the advantage of the farmed oyster, like this. That you have them. Generally, they're smaller than 3 inches or around 3 inches. They represent 3 years of growth, generally speaking, they're a tasty, wonderful little creature.